노인인 꿈과 일상의 차이는 뭘까? 하루에도 12번 생각해 난 특별한 사람이고 싶어. 누구나 그렇잖아. 아무래도 오차 없이 높이 날고 싶고 멀리 가고 싶어. 깨어나기 싫은 꿈속에 계획 없는 노력을 실어보낼 수는 없을까? 내 포켓만은 온전히 사실은 알아. 말도 안 되는 일인 걸. 차근차근 말다른 건 화상이나 다름없잖아. 모두 잠든 무지개 빛을 가를 때 고요한 나의 빛을 띠니까. 사람들이 말을 걸 때 찰나해 날 포기 못해. 이쪽 길이 더 빠른데 바보처럼 놀아갔네. 남 이상 마음속에서 날 방어해줄 말을 상시지참해도 불안함은 밤낮 가리지 않고 파동처럼 먼저 꽃잎처럼 물들어 퍼지지. 그래도 끝날 시들어 낙엽이 되길 이겨내는 두 손 안에서 로켓만은 온전해. 낮은 저마다 발 굴러내고 있는 건 작은 발을 위로 뜨는 건 언젠가로 보내는 희망. 모두 잠든 무지개 빛을 가를 때 고요한 나의 빛을 띠니까. 아무도 정답을 줄 수 없는 미래로의 여정의 끝엔 오로지 나 하나뿐인 거야. 수고로운 기적과 다들 저마다 발 굴러내고 있는 건 작은 발을 위로 뜨는 건 언젠가로 보내는 희망. 모두 잠든 무지개 위를 가를 때 고요한 나라에 다다를 때에 내 로켓을 타고. 사실은 알아. 말도 안 되는 일인 걸. 차근차근 말다른 건 화상이나 다름없잖아. 모두 잠든 무지개 빛을 가를 때 고요한 나의 빛을 띠니까.
Good evening. Excuse me, that song was shorter than I expected. Welcome back to Keskalokil, my dwarven fortress that is that now has a swimming pool. We constructed it last session, and it works quite well. The dwarves have been being cheered by it. I reckon if I look at this dwarf here, I will indeed discover some cheer. She is content being near a waterfall. Also, well, yes, a bit. Excuse me. She felt satisfied while crying on someone in charge and while yelling at somebody in charge as well. So, actually, let's see how the mayor is feeling. I think the mayor may have been being shouted at quite a lot recently. This being the major point of being mayor. Oh, good. He feels empathy while being cried upon by an unhappy citizen. He feels empathy while being yelled at by an unhappy citizen. He also felt... Yes, because he's got a nice office. I mean, the meeting involved being cried on by an unhappy citizen, but in a good office, which makes it all worthwhile. So good. The mayor is also not being traumatised by all of his citizens shouting at him. So, yes, so that's going all right. Well, kind of. We still have this weird thing that apparently all the water vanishes. We don't understand that. And also quite a lot of it leaks out. I think we should fix the leak at least, and then see if we might need to do anything about the vanishing water. Because at the moment, I think the swimming pool drains a bit faster than I would like. I mean, I think we are getting some swimming experience. If we inspect Xantiras melzalis, like she is now a dabbling swimmer. Is she still like repeatedly pulling this lever? Yes, it looks like it. Well, that's fine. So who's our other seriously unhappy dwarf? Is that a child? Yeah, that's a baby, right? Yes, babies, I think, prone to serious unhappiness. So I suspect there maybe not be much we can do about that one until they grow up. So I think it's actually quite easy for us to stop this thing leaking. We just need, rather than putting the door to the swimming pool on the far side of the drain, we should put it between the swimming pool and the drain so that for the most part water doesn't reach the drain. Because the point of that drain is to make sure that water doesn't overflow into this staircase. But like, if we can stop the water getting to the drain in the first place, that's even better. So I think I want to put an additional door in there and then probably remove the first one. Yes, you're right. Dabbling is obviously the correct adjective or adjective for being not very good at swimming. Yes. So I am now wondering if we haven't got any ducks, have we? We've got some geese, and I think they don't seem to be able to swim, which is weird. Anyway, let's build a door. Door. There. Oh, we can't build a door there. It's too wet. In that case, Xantiras melzalis gets blasted off the shelf again. I was close to a waterfall. I'm so content about that.
You were in it.
It's a good way to be close to a waterfall.
It's true.
Right, I think for in that case, we'll have to turn off the waterfall temporarily in order to be able to safely install this door. So let's cancel any requirement to pull the lever and instead set a requirement to pull the pump control lever. And that should then cause the water to stop. Right. That's now disengaged, I think. No, maybe it isn't. Right. Right, yes, the water is now draining away quite happily. What are all those puppies doing? Sorry, I suddenly saw several puppies zooming past, and now they've zoomed past in the other direction. Anyway.
This is what small animals do.
Yes. Right, so now I think we may actually be able to build that door without getting complaints that it's too wet. Yes, that's better. Let's turn off the numbers again. So, oh yes, I worked out a thing, which is why these stockpiles have nothing in them. And it's stupid, and Dwarf Fortress is wrong. I don't understand this at all, but I know what's going wrong. I just don't know how Dwarf Fortress has ended up in this state. So I had set up this stockpile. Now let's look at one of the simpler ones first, the trousers stockpile. Actually, the shirts one, it's on the left. In the section labelled shirts. It has, I had found under armour, under body, there is an entry for shirts. So obviously that's how you make a stockpile that takes shirts. No, it's not. As far as I can tell, that entry is completely useless. If you want to have a stockpile that takes shirts, I think you need to set them in here. Which I'm now slightly confused by because apparently I already have. Oh yes, but that's fine. That's because we have no shirts. Because we made 10 leather shirts and all 10 leather shirts are, I think, now being worn. Good, Claire. But I think this is the correct thing to set. So actually so I think if I do that in all of them, if I turn on finished goods type, so this is the trousers section. Let's turn on legwear in cloth, silk, leather and yarn, all qualities. And if in this one we turn on finished goods type footwear materials, leather, cloth, silk, yarn, all qualities. And if in this one we turn on finished goods type armour and footwear and handwear and headwear and legwear, yeah, that's all of them, in leather, silk, wool, not wood, cloth and yarn in all qualities, then I think those stockpiles will work a bit better. I can probably actually turn off the other settings. And in particular, this one, similarly, is meant to be where we put all the worn clothing. So similarly, this one should have armour, footwear, handwear, headwear, legwear in leather, cloth, silk and yarn in all qualities. And this one takes from everywhere. And I think at this point, suddenly, everyone will start shifting the dead clothing into this thing stockpile. So is there actually a door waiting to be built there? There is. Good. Maybe. Yep, there goes someone carrying the new door. Oh, and this stockpile should be set to take from stockpile 1. It is. Okay. So I think we need to make more clothes because apparently we've already run out. So let us just add another collection of leather objects, yes. Shoes and trousers and shirts. And like possibly we can make some other things as well. I suspect dwarves do actually like having gloves. The thing is that those 3 shirts, shoes and trousers are the ones that they will actually get unhappy at not having at all. The other ones, I think they might eventually get annoyed because they're wearing so many old clothes or something. Right, we're running out of clay again. But that door is now installed. There's an unhappy dwarf in there. Well, let's give them some excitement then. We probably don't need both of those doors, do we? But like, I might discover I need them. Let's leave it like that. And let's start the fan. No, hang on, pumps, please. Something just go bloop. Oh yes, let's close that tab somewhere. There we go. Right. So, right. Sorry, I pulled the lever and immediately several puppies zoomed past, having been blasted off the shelf by the water. Whee! High-speed puppies. I do hope the dogs are enjoying it and not being severely injured by it. The puppy is relieved to be near a waterfall, but shaken after being forced to endure the decay of a father. Okay.
Well, given that you called waterhole and not the decay of the father, that's...
There appears to be a random goblin's hand over there. Let me get that disposed of. Oh, right, yes, it was the goblin who tried to steal one of our dwarven children. Oh dear, I think the dog may have been injured by being hurled around a bit. It is a slightly dangerous machine. Stunned dog. I mean, only bruised, but... So how's the water depth doing now? Still a bit shallow. And like the rate at which the water is coming in is a bit terrifying still. I think possibly we should attempt to convert this into the safer design I originally thought of. But maybe let's sort out clothes first. And like much less of the water is leaking out into the desert now, which is nice. Right. A somewhat grumpy dwarf is coming out here to... You're complaining about not being able to practice a martial art. Should we... I wonder if we should... Oh, we have a spare slot in the army. Cog Vodinod. Oh, you're already in the army. Well, stop whinging about it then. Maybe I should actually set you to do some like actual training. Maybe that would help you. Rather than just sending you out to dispose of bits of dead goblin.
So it's not urgent, but that mastodon noise, it turns out, was a reply rather than just a like.
Oh, right.
Adam had a thing to say.
Migrants. Well, I've closed the tab now, so I can't find out. Where are the migrants? Migrants.
Adam said that he stopped playing Dwarf Fortress when he realised that he could not tell the game to tell the soldiers to use bone bolts for practice but steel bolts for combat.
Well, I've dealt with that by abandoning crossbows entirely this game. Tell them to run up to them and twat them. Or whatever it is you do with the battle axe. Zuglar breath handles. So, who are you? You're not very exciting, really. Adequate siege engineer.
What's a strand extractor?
That's something you can only do with adamantine. It's the process by which you convert adamantine rocks into the thread that you then turn into adamantine armour and weapons. Which makes me think, is adamantine like asbestos? That being another rock you get threads out of.
I was going to say, I mean, you can make rock wool out of various things, so maybe adamantine is one of them. And maybe it won't give all the dwarves cancer or...
Oh, we have an accomplished tanner. I'm not really planning on tanning anything, to be fair. Oops. What's that? It's very slow moving. Oh, it's a pea chick. Okay. and a siege operator. I've tried siege weapons, they're a lot of hassle. Mostly these people seem not to be very useful. Though I am amused by your kitten named Maphol Nitigmosus. That is an entertaining kitten name. I think we should do some exploratory mining. I think your major role is going to be as a suturer, not as a fish cleaner. Mostly, I think I'm going to need a lot more bedrooms. I didn't even know Liemaker was its own skill. Ooh, a talented mechanic, that might be useful. High Master Soaper. Well, we might get to make some more soap at some point if my farming starts working properly. Well, that was a lot of arrivals. I think it might be time to make some more bedrooms and do some exploratory mining to try to find further stocks of kaolinite. So, on the assumption kaolinite only occurs in rock, it's probably worth doing some more digging down here. I mean, I suppose the first thing would be simply to simply to chase some of these veins of useful rock. Okay, does lignite not count as useful? Lignite's perfectly good for making coal out of. See, that bit of lignite is considered acceptable. Oh, that one's at the very north edge of the map, so obviously you can't mine in that direction. Yeah, that's perfectly sensible. Let's see if that happens to penetrate any useful WAS names clusters. And if it doesn't, then we'll try going somewhere else. Some there for bituminous coal there, for instance, we could dig out. And if all that fails, then we can start going and actually finding more, digging more long tunnels just to hunt for things. Where are you going? You're going to fetch some coal, okay. That mining is going to be a bit boring. Where am I?
That's kind of what it is.
Thank you, Verity. Our manager may be distracted. Well, let's have us Guineat Asmel appears to be meditating on depravity. I think they would be much happier if they pulled levers. It doesn't seem to be being fertilised. Let me bonk the set to fertilise button as well and see if that improved matters there. Oh dear, I'm doing quite badly at actually honouring my commitments to improve things for people, aren't I? I should pay attention to those. If there are any left. So that one doesn't seem, yes, that's ceased requiring a temple complex after I completely failed to organise it. The Mirror of Wheels is our unassigned one, so no one much cares about that. Our Crafts Dwarf Guild Hall, we've agreed to build a guild hall. Right, let's I think actually I should enlarge the Crafts Dwarf Guild Hall in a kind of weird way, because I think I may as well. This is currently the Crafts Dwarf Guild Hall, but I think I may as well add to it all of the other places where Crafts Dwarfs are likely to be. Like there and there, which will somewhat increase its value. And give me more space to build ludicrous things. So what's our statues situation? So I think we have 2 uninstalled platinum statues at the moment. Okay, we only appear to have 1. Well, let's install that there and see how that does for the value of that guild hall. How's our mining going? Slowly clearing out the lignite from the middle of that cluster. Oh, that's technically a gem, isn't it? That's some picture jasper. Mark that for mining as well. Not that that's going to discover us anything very exciting. Well, now we're making some progress. Oh dear, another guild hall agreement has been abandoned. Everyone's going to be really annoyed about this, aren't they? That's just before I successfully install that thing. Yeah, that's the tiny baby who's been out in the sun too much. Yes, no longer an agreement to turn that into a better guild hall. Oh well. Maybe they'll ask again later. Yes, I think the unhappy dwarf is Yes. He's 1 year old and has now been annoyed by my failure to honour the agreement to construct a temple for the communion of jackals. In addition to being disgusted dwelling upon being nauseated by the sun and horrified reliving seeing a goblin die.
Goblin children are in some ways quite precocious.
Right, well, at least we're not leaking nearly so much water now. How are you feeling about pulling that lever repeatedly? Oh, you're content about being near a waterfall. Well, that's probably for the best. We should probably put some other good furniture in there to cheer people up as they go zooming past. Oh, we're starting to harvest. Right. And someone is putting some fertiliser on, finally, which might help with the harvest. And might mean that we need to make some more potash. Potash is made from ash. Have we got any ash in stock, or do we need to actually make some more? We have no ash in stock. Right, let's do it through the work orders. Yeah, there's plenty of wood, even if we're burning imported wood, which is a bit silly. Okay, what's my manager doing? Do I have a manager? I do. What is my manager up to then? Also my mayor. Possibly I should appoint someone else as manager. Because the current manager seems to be busy. And it's not like we don't have plenty of dwarves around. Of course, the new manager is now going to insist on getting an office. That's fine. Let's set about doing some more building. We have actually got quite a lot of porcelain bricks around. That's good. So we could easily put in another run of bedrooms here, couldn't we? So can we make these ones accessible from somewhere that isn't the mines? We can for some of them at least. No, wrong button. Make some more stairs.
Any more stairs, any more stairs.
And then we'll put in some additional bedrooms. Some of which will not be bedrooms but will turn into offices and such. So we could, no, BNS isn't it, BNT apparently. I think it will turn out I can't build that because, yes, we can dig some staircases. Oops. Which saves on materials. Right. That room, oh yes, that one's getting dug and then will have to be built from the other end. And then we will also want to actually dig out some of these areas that aren't currently walls. Do this at a slightly higher priority than the other mining. Actually, what I could do is cancel. What's the cancel things? Cancel that staircase, and instead mine a staircase where we do have something solid. And then we'll take out that and that, and in fact most of this area, and replace it all with porcelain walls. Oh yes, we're making stupid crutches, aren't we? Right, well that's a bedroom now. That one's going to be inaccessible unless I first construct a staircase. We've built the down staircase into it. So now I can go like that, which will get the What's going on with that square there? Have I just failed to mark it for mining? Yes. I suppose I can build the rest of the walls, can't I? And then once that staircase is built, we can build the remaining ones. Do we actually have any beds? Not many. A nether cap bed's going to be very weird. It's going to be stuck permanently at freezing. Which I can't help feeling might be a bit uncomfortable.
A lot of things dwarves do seem like they might be a bit uncomfortable to normal people.
True. Bet they're going to build the walls in the wrong order as well. Maybe not. Let's temporarily suspend 2 walls so that we can make sure that everything is actually constructible.
Actually, pulled the lever because of dangerous terrain.
Well, that means it's all wet in there.
I mean, if you don't pull a lever because of dangerous terrain, you'll never finish 2 layer.
Right, those look like they're on their way to being halfway decent. Bedrooms now. We've got some decent quantity of porcelain bricks. Let's also finish those ones off. I mean, I presume it's no more dangerous than it usually is up there. No. And our carpenter is now up to being a novice swimmer. And like is continuing to be content near to a waterfall, though he's probably not being made much happier by it. Oh yes, I need to make a actual like office for my new manager, don't I? Happily, there's a room that I've never got round to occupying here. Oh, we're out of thrones, are we? Okay. Let's build a few stone thrones then.
A game of stone thrones. No. A throne of stones. No.
Right, so now we can allocate more bedrooms. I've struck turquoise. So that's lignite right on the north edge of the map again. There's a bit of bituminous coal there we might be able to dig out. Aha! We have found a bit more kaolinite. Let's just check who is assigned to mining. I think we should assign another miner. So, I mean, turquoise is helpful because we're trying to gem encrust these immense quantities of crutches. Looks like we've finally got so many dwarves that my laptop is starting to not be able to keep up with the frame rate I'm asking of it. But only barely. Right, so what? Yes, oh yes, I'm trying to make a throne, which I think we may have successfully made, in order to make an office. In order to give the manager somewhere to work. So that we can get some more jobs scheduled. Meanwhile, we have doubtless still got, so we've got a population of 122. I think I can then say how many beds have we got, because we just installed the last ones. We've only got 80 beds. We need 40 more bedrooms, probably. Right, well, let's keep going downwards here then. Actually, we could extend this bedroom section northwards as well, couldn't we? And we, A, might find something interesting there, and B, might would thus have some more space. So, yeah, we don't want to go very far west of here because we're getting into like loam rather than actual rock. But we could quite well dig a staircase for like a bedroom here, couldn't we? That's loam. Well, let's see what we find down the stairs, and if they look good places to build bedrooms, we'll build bedrooms. And then we can probably go down another floor for some of these. Not very many of them. Most of them do actually line up with an enormous great open space. Yeah, let's not bother with that actually. Right, that chair is now installed. So we could now mark that as an office. And if we can find it, we can give that to our manager. Manager now has an acceptable office and thus can do some managing. We hope. Somewhere in amongst all of these is a manager. So our manager is busy watching a surgery demonstration. Just going, how is that? What is our manager? What we got? So were these all like legendary surgeons or something? Yes, we have a a fortress full of legendary surgeons.
Possibly you ought to export them. I mean, if you're a major medical school, you ought to be sending your graduates off to
I think this is quite hard to achieve in
everywhere.
I mean, we can a bit. I need more statues. Platinum. I think we've got enough to make 3 more. Right, we found lots more kaolinite, that's good. We haven't apparently got any serious flooding down here, that's also good. I think those staircases are at the wrong priority though. No one's coming to dig the staircases because they're busy digging around several Z levels down. Jacob says that his theory about the vanishing water is that it's getting teleported down 30 Z levels, and when we get to the magma ocean, it'll all have been frozen to obsidian. Maybe.
I don't think there's enough water for that.
We've been losing a lot of water.
Oceans are big.
Yes. But we may not have frozen the entire magma sea solid, but we could have frozen the top layer.
Yeah, there could be some obsidian on the top. Is obsidian useful for anything in Dwarf Fortress?
Not a lot. It's mostly useful as a rock that you can create.
Particularly also a rock that you can create to help deal with your magma problem.
Yes, or your water problem, or both.
Yes.
We are actually mining some kaolinite here. As we can see, people are turning up with wheelbarrows to take the kaolinite away. Oh yes, we should actually mine that turquoise, shouldn't we? Look, we only have one orange level dwarf now. Is that the one who's still pulling the lever? No, it's Zunteras Milzalis, who is who we want actually making like things. statues. Oh, we've struck some more turquoise. Excellent. Oh dear. Is that fighting as in having slightly too much fun in the swimming pool? Yes. Yes, your alpaca wool dress protected you from any serious injury.
What is magic? Right, I need to disappear like some snoozy mustard. That is Truth University snoozed.
But the waterfall is cheering everyone up. And yes, obviously we know that woolen dresses can double as chainmail if necessary. Right. Oh, I found another limonite vein. Right, so let's switch to mine everything and high priority. We want the bedroom soon. That's safe, isn't it? Yes, that's not going to penetrate the sea. Okay, that one's made of peat. Let's not bother mining out the bedroom that's going to be made of peat. I mean, we could. I suppose it'll be cheap. It won't take long to mine peat. Nothing else. We could connect it to the... yeah, let's not turn that into a bedroom. Let's just connect it up to the corridor so that people can get out that way. Meanwhile, over here, let's auto mine all the kaolinite at medium priority. And also the turquoise. Have we got that ash now? Or is everything still stuck behind the manager needing to get round to things? Looks like it is. Oh no, they're scheduled now, that's good. There are jobs waiting for turning leather into clothes. Could also make like some fabric clothes as well, couldn't we? How are we off for cloth? Are we at the... We've got far too much of it, or we've got just enough to deal with, make dressings for everyone who gets their leg shot off by a goblin? We have 60 cloth, we could totally make some clothes out of it. Though I am amused by forge adamantine loincloth at the top of the list. But I think making some socks and some maybe some gloves would probably be more sensible. process of digging out more bedrooms is underway. Let's mark auto mining that limonite vein as a fairly high priority. And also smooth that lot. And once we finish digging this one out, smooth that lot. Now we'll see where that limonite vein... We've struck aventurine, have we now? Looks green to me. Well, that was in some respect the wrong button. Oh yes, that was the smoothing button. I asked to smooth the aventurine. That's not going to help me much. It's now summer. The stray donkey has been stung by a honeybee. All right, we now have some damp limonite up there because it's directly underneath the water. That's probably safe, but we want to take it a bit cautiously. So I shall do this by hand. Apparently struck bloodstone as well. We're getting close to as far this way as we can safely go because we don't actually want to end up in mining all the way into the sea. Okay, we appear to, but I should work out what's going on there. We've run out of potash, yes. That will probably now be able to be sorted because we've probably made some ash by now. Ash is under bars, Ben. Yes, right, we've got some ash. So now we can go to our ashery. Well, actually, we can just go. Schedule a make potash from ash job. So what's going on with that then? Have we accidentally got two clothiers' shops? Or is it that, because that's got plenty of cloth in that stockpile. That is set to take from the cloth stockpile. There aren't any clothiers' shops around here. Why is that not able to be done then, eh? So what's going on with the field as well? It seems to be well planted with rock nuts. Right, and it needs more fertilising. Which means we need to be making potash at a rate of about 4 per season. We're out of booze again. We seem to have, oh yes, we kept running out of honey because we kept running out of jugs, didn't we? which in turn is going to be limited a little by... What can we make jugs out of? Can we make metal jugs? We can. I mean, we've got some iron, but that would be a bit silly. Oh, didn't I find a tetrahedrite vein somewhere? Vague feeling there's some tetrahedrite around, and I was like, oh, well, we don't have anything. We have a bit of a shortage of copper ores. Like, I suppose I can perfectly well make things out of iron if I want to. But like, if we've got a copper ore, ooh, there's a bit more limonite there. Mark that for mine it when you can be bothered. And actually come to that red tourmaline as well. I think there was... The problem with tetrahedrite is it's grey, so it's a bit hard to spot. I thought somewhere I had turned up another tetrahedrite vein. And I was like, well, I can mine that when I can be bothered. I can't find it now. I mean, one of the nice things about this rather compact mining arrangement is that I don't have to search over huge numbers of levels to find all of the ore I know about. There's some magnetite there, albeit damp. I thought I had some tetrahedrite. Oh well. What's our metal situation then? What could we make some jugs out of if we're not overly endowed with kaolinite? Bars. So we've got a decent quantity of iron if we really wanted to. We've got a decent quantity of gold and bronze, actually. Let's make some bronze jugs. Let's say, I wonder how much a bronze jug costs. Well, let's try making 5 bronze jugs and seeing what comes out of that. It's a nice. All right, we finished that limonite seam. I was just going to say it's a nice limonite seam, but it isn't going anywhere useful. Right. Oh, we need to actually make some beds, don't we? We need about 40 more beds. Have we got 40 wood? We've only got 21 wood spare. Well, let's make 20 beds then. That will be a start at least. I think our primary leather worker is like not around. You're only a competent leather worker. Maybe we've got a better leather worker around now. Yeah. Really not. We have a terrible supply of leather workers. Okay. Well, let's just allow anyone to do it then. Right, yes, I was wondering why why those gems were going too far. That's because they're bituminous coal. We've actually got some more hematite on its way. That's hematite. So we've turned up a small amount of additional kaolinite, but not an awful lot. Right, so what's going on with our various guild halls then? This one still needs another statue somewhere, and keeps being foiled by being too crowded to build new statues in. Well, I suppose in that case, maybe we should also engrave its walls. Have we got like any really good engravers who've arrived? We've got, yes, we have. If we turn off those ones and stick our High Master engraver, probably our Adept as well. No, let's just stick to the two High Master engravers for now and ask them to engrave artwork in the walls of that. Oh, possibly it has to be smoothed first. And some of this engraving is probably going to happen from the wrong side of the wall, but whatever. Right, we've got some drink now. So we're trying to make some bronze jugs to help with the honey situation. Someone is at least now actually making some leather clothes, and they've been put in the correct stockpile. Hooray! The trousers stockpile contains some trousers. Someone has immediately grabbed the trousers. Where are you taking that? Where are you going with those trousers? You're putting them in a bin. Okay, you're putting them in a bin in the wrong stockpile. Yes, stop it. Don't put them in a bin in that stockpile. That's not where I want them to be. They're meant to go in the other direction. Okay, let's turn off the ability to store any clothes in this stockpile. No armour. No footwear, no handwear, no headwear, no legwear. This is probably now going to cause a bit of reorganisation. as that pair of brand new pair of leather trousers becomes officially second hand. See, there they go. Oh no, that's actually a pair of very worn out gloves. Those definitely are second hand. You're going to store an item that you own. Excellent. That sock has an owner. That's why that worn out socket is in the new clothes stockpile. It's been temporarily placed there by someone who... Right, this stockpile presumably is set up to take bins. Yes. Might depend a little on whether we have any spare bins though. Certainly not well off for empty bins. We might need to fell a few more trees just to get ourselves a decent amount of wood. Right. Sorry, elves. Oh, a human caravan has arrived. Well, we can at least sell them some of the rubbish clothes. And anything within a distance of about 4 is something that's in the second-hand clothes stockpile, and hence is eligible for disposal. Right, here comes a wagon. Right, we've made some bronze jugs.
That wagon seems to drive like a cross between a life glider and a snake game.
Yes, also it seems to have parked on my clothing stockpile. We still have a surplus of anvils that we had from the last thing we wanted to sell to the dwarves. Let's get those disposed of. Right, still awaiting 3 items. summon our broker. Looks like there are a bunch more worn out clothes that we could request. Or even just worn. I mean, they're not really worn out. It's not gratuitously throw away the ones that are still in good condition, even if they are in the wrong place. I am going to kind of assume that we can replace worn clothes with unworn clothes without too much effort. So very sort by something sensible. Kind of, except it's still listing all the things that are actually in the trade depot. I presume the dog child is just, yes, getting bruised by having fun in the swimming pool.
Also collided with another dog.
Yes. We have the broker at the trade depot. We probably don't have enough material to trade there yet, but let's see what the humans have brought. I mean, we'll certainly buy all their logs because that saves chopping down trees. We might actually be able to not bother chopping down trees given how much wood they've brought with them. Just mostly try to palm off goblinite on them. Right. Is it worth getting some cut gems so that we can stick them on some crutches? You only get a factor of 2 more, so I think it's probably, well, I suppose we can probably apply them well, can't we? We might not have the material here to sell, though. Maybe we've got some anvils. No, even the anvils are not going to be enough. Well, let's try that and see what happens. Right, we're going to need more trading goods if we're going to get anything else. And we would, if nothing else, like that other gem. And usually the humans bring lots of fruit, which is nice. And they've brought some leather and cloth, and we'd probably quite like to buy that off them as well. Right, well, I don't really want to sell them. We've got some stupidly valuable finished goods bins. Let's haul some of them up here and see what they contain. Oh, that's a gem bin. No, we want to save the gems. Let's see what's in those bins. I'm wondering if we can get them to take away our worthless Nautilus shell, or I suppose we could turn the Nautilus shell into something worth having. We seem to have slightly more buckets than is necessary. I suppose they're useful for the hospital, aren't they? Not acceptable to sell finished goods barrel prepared food barrels. Obviously, we're not going to sell books. So I think I would like to make some bins, though. Because I think that stockpile is not working very well because we don't have enough bins to populate it. Justin is content after catching sight of a fine name, Datan Lorelest. That is quite a good name, yes. Who is Datan Lorelest? Lorelest. Right, yes. An accomplished surgeon, because everyone in this fortress is a surgeon. Currently boozing.
Unmet need, acquire object.
Yes.
Any particular object?
Well, I mean, probably some new clothes will do the trick. But yeah, any object would probably be helpful. More migrants. Well, I'm just going to let them arrive. I will not pay any attention to them. If we ignore them, maybe they won't want bedrooms. How are we doing for bedrooms anyway? Let's leave that not being a bedroom until we've cleared out that mine. Where is headwear then? Why is there? Oh, maybe we have no headwear we can sell. We'll save that because it's not in terrible condition. Oh, what's going on with my crutches then? Where in fact are all of my astonishingly valuable crutches? Like there's one, but where are the rest? Have they ended up being filched by the hospital? Oh right, all the crutches have accidentally ended up in the trade depot because I was... Right, okay, that bin worth 11,091 is actually crutches that we're planning to sell to the dwarves. Okay. Well, maybe we'll sell a few of them to the humans if they have anything we want. Okay, yes, that's quite a mob of new arrivals. Oh yes, we're a city now. Yeah, they're going to be petitioning for another... The Fatal Fellowship now has too many things. Yeah, but we know what happens when I try to build things. I fail and then people get grumpy at me. I mean, to be fair, a temple I can probably do. Let's just make all the platinum statues we can. That one is still not quite up to an adequate level, even though we've engraved it. Though we do now have some engravings on the wall, even though we've smoothed it. Finely designed image of a couple of dwarves and an elf. Killing of the dwarf by the elf thing in the Sea of Mines. Oh, that was not something we knew about, or not something we were involved with. A dwarf surrounded by weapon racks. Right, let's ask to engrave these walls, which can't accidentally get engraved from the wrong side. So what is there here that we might want? Let's say we want the cat's eyes. Let's see what we can trade for that. I mean, the porcelain jugs are worth something. Most of them are probably full of royal jelly as well. And like that at least gets them out of our hands. That's far too much profit. Okay, what else might we want that they've brought with them? You don't want all of the rubbish that we're trying to get them to take away. Let's save buying leather for now until we can see if they've got anything else we really want. Because like, I don't think we have a shortage of leather. And if the dwarves bring this much, then we may as well buy it from them, where we're going to get a better rate. At least from selling crutches. We're not that well off for food, actually. Maybe I should buy some food. But I should definitely buy anything we can brew into beer or similar. I think we can do something with potatoes. Because we are, as is traditional, a bit short of booze. Cheese. Cheese is good because it's valuable. People will really like eating cheese. I mean, we could get some crutches so that we can sell them to the dwarves. Right, let's carry on selling porcelain jugs. Oh, and worn out clothes. Let's hope that we can empty the jet jugs by some means. And try not to sell our new crutches. Copper helms are probably not very worth having. Worn out leather boots similarly. We do have plenty of high boots because we need to get better at turning them into actually persuading people to wear them, which I still haven't done this session. Right, I seem not to have enough stuff to actually make them willing to sell me that lot. So let's turn some things off. Accept slightly less cheese. Oh, we've still got stuff I want to sell. Excellent. Well, we can probably buy some cheese then. Possibly this has been arriving. No, it hasn't been arriving while I've been doing this. Where's the cheese got to? There's some cheese. Right. Definitely in the running out of stuff to trade state now. It does look like, oh no, well, I don't really want that sock, so we do want to sell it. There is still plenty of worn out clothing which seems to just slowly crop up here. I don't quite understand that. Like, why was it not available to move already? Why does headwear not appear in here? Do we have none or
When
something?
you click on headwear and the right hand side started talking about gloves.
That was handwear.
Ah, right.
That was why I was complaining that I couldn't find headwear in the list.
Oh, I see. Yes, okay. I've had a momentary wrong trousers thought there.
Oh, go on. We'll turn this area into a temple, and then see if it's good enough. So who was it I said I would make one for? Thought it should tell me in that list when I say let's make a new temple in the little tooltip on the right. It would tell me you have agreed to make one. It was the Fatal Fellowship, though. I remember that. Right. Let us install some statues in there. In the hope of making it valuable enough. Also, we seem to have some hematite, a hematite vein there we could be mining. No, don't treat all of that. Yeah, okay. Slightly awkward because we're also in gypsum and I don't actually want to mine all the gypsum. Let's just mark those for now and see what happens. That seems to be working. It will also help with allowing me to make more iron. Let's just see what the mayor has banned the export of. Nothing we care about. Good. probably just make some shell crafts to use up those Nautilus shells, shouldn't we? Make shell crafts until you run out of shells. Actually, we should also probably schedule make wax crafts for everything we extract from the beehives. Oh, and we can send the. I don't. There's not much more we really want to buy from the humans, is there? Like, I'd like to buy more cheese. I think we bought most of the things we can convert into booze.
Something like that. Yes, good night. Bye-bye.
Right. So lots of stuff going on. Are we now in a situation where we've basically traded away everything we want to sell? Well, apart from those trousers, obviously. But, like, they're not going to have any. Oh, we could probably buy like one barrel of fruit or something from them, couldn't we? Just buy a unit of elk meat. They might not like that. In fact, it's yellow even though I've marked nothing. Let's buy a prepared crab brain. What's the point of a large emerald cut boss name anyway? That's no use. Sell that for some cheese. Not much cheese, mind. Maybe we should buy some fish for it instead. I should buy fish. I can't be bothered scrolling all the way down to the cheese. Oh, more porcelain jugs. Can sell that. It's getting all a bit random, really. Right, I haven't got anything else useful lying around. Not until someone brings some more clothes up here, if there are any left. I should mark the new bedrooms to be smoothed. And indeed turn some of them into bedrooms. What's going on with that one? Yeah. Right, now maybe we can... I don't know, it looks like something else is overlapping it there. Is that bedroom? Okay. $11. That one's no longer overlapping. Right. Now let's flag that as a bedroom. That lot as bedrooms. It should help a little bit. What's going on with that room? Let's stick a bed in it. Well, someone is having a lot of fun with their shell crafts. So possibly we could transport some shell crafts up here. I mean, admittedly, Nautilus shell crafts are not very valuable, but we are making quite a lot of them. My assumption now is that we've used up all the platinum. Right, now we have a great big pile of random cruft made of Nautilus shell. Okay, it's not as big a pile as I'd hoped yet. Well, we can buy a bit more cheese. I mean, it looks like we're fairly well off for food anyway. Right, I think we can no longer... There was a complaint about an agreement again. Or was that someone saying they'd satisfied it? Right, let's not worry about that now. Some more limonite up there we could dig out. Right, I actually managed to build that get that temple to be adequate. That's nice. Right, slightly more shell goods we can sell. Plus, like, we probably now actually don't have a random stock of Nautilus shells kicking around. Stock up on cloth a bit. Right, that's probably all the trading we're going to do. So, still haven't sorted out my army's boots problem. Still seem to be having difficulty actually sorting out harvesting honeycombs. But, oh yes, let's move those crutches back to where they belong. P.S. Why are you sorting bins by the material they're made of? I do hope those crutches end up back in the crutch stockpile. So close. Anyway, I think it's time that I stopped for the night, even though things haven't been entirely sorted out yet. And we will come back to this probably on Sunday. So until then, good night.